message. Step on it, yeah. Into the group chat.
Hey girl, hey.
Hey girl, hey.
So it looked like it's just us two today because Kiana, she's working. She got stuff to do, got bills to pay, so that absolutely
Hmm.
comes first. Um, so what we talked about this in the group chat a little bit about accountability and friendships, and that's one of the topics that I really, really wanted to touch on, seeing as though all of us are linked together through me in some way, shape, form, or fashion, right?
Hmm.
Now, you are literally BFF sister. Like, I look at all of y'all, I look at Jay, I look at Kiana, like, all of y'all literally hold a special place in my life. You know what I'm saying? And
Hmm.
at one point or another, I have been held accountable in all of these friendships in some way.
As you should be, yes.
Because I will honestly say, I am not a perfect person. I know I could be an emotional person. Like we discussed this before, like growing up, I've held things in and didn't know how to express things. So sometimes when I do express things, they can come off a little much. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
I do have to be checked on things. And I appreciate that. I appreciate that. So I wanted to get into a quick little story time, and it's kind of good that it's you and I today because you are involved in the story time. Okay,
Yes, I am. Absolutely.
so really quick, we had this friend, and this friend was a friend of mine for
Hey,
yeah, strong on the head, and it's sad, it's sad,
it is.
but this friend was a part of my life for 20 plus, 20
Hmm.
plus, and you guys, like the rest of us, were introduced through me,
Hmm.
and that means she was a part of your life for 20 plus, right?
Yes. Yep.
So
Absolutely.
I mean, little sis, the whole nine. So fast forward into the situation. She's in this relationship, right? She's in this relationship. You, her, and I, we get on FaceTimes, we do our weekly catch ups and all of this stuff. And one of the things that she would talk about is her relationship. So let me ask you before we get into the story time, when it comes to accountability and friendships, do you think when it comes to a person's relationship that is crossing the line to hold a person accountable?
Oh, absolutely not. Because we get into these relationships, we get into these situationships, and we are so blinded by love and lust and all this other BS that we deal with when dealing with another human being, and we can't see clearly. It's just plain and simple like that. We cannot see clearly. I have seen things in your past relationships that you absolutely didn't see at first, but then you saw it
Mm-hmm.
later. Same
Mm-hmm.
with me. You have seen
Mm-hmm.
things and been like, I don't know. So we have to. If you love the other person, if you love your friend, you can, should say something. You have to.
Okay. Okay. Because that's the way I look at it. Now, certain things I feel like, you pick your battles. Some things I
Sure.
just, what else, right? But when things become like I was in fear for her. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean?
Same,
I was
same.
in fear for her. I was in fear for her child, which I
Mm-hmm.
consider my nephew. So I had a fear, which was justified. Like we gonna get into all of that. But okay, so when we would do our calls, we would discuss, just life in general and all of that. And um when she started to vent about her relationship, she would vent about cheating or things that she would notice or stuff like that. I feel like people go through things in their relationships. I feel like people gonna deal with what they want to in their relationship. So I didn't really say too much about that. Like, we would tell her that she deserved better and
Mm-hmm.
things like that. But I didn't really get into, that was a more of a listen to her because she needs
Yes.
the sisterhood. You know what I mean?
Yes. Yes.
So, but one day she sent us a video And I'm not gonna go into the full details of this video, but we
Just know
received.
that everybody listening, just know that it became a totally different level. It wasn't just he's
Mm-hmm.
cheating or he got somebody else. It became worrisome, like
Mm-hmm.
dangerous. That's
Mm-hmm.
all. That's it.
Yeah, it was a level of danger there. It was, and by us being miles and miles apart, because she moved, she's around no family, she's around just his people. Like my heart was in my stomach. Like I
Mm-hmm.
felt uncomfortable. I even reached out to her mother. I reached
Yeah,
out to
you
her
did.
mother. Like I was in fear. I would never put nobody in her business. I would never put, I talked to my mama. I was like, we
Mm-hmm.
need to do something because I'm afraid. I'm afraid. And when we both expressed that feel to her.
We did. We
And
did.
she changed her logs. She, got a phone for just the baby. So and the baby was a little baby at the time.
Mm-hmm.
So we talked to her and she did all of that. My mother reached out to her because what I expressed to my mom was actually afraid for her as well. Right.
Mm-hmm.
So, this is a whole different level. This ain't, like you said, no cheating. We don't care about that.
No.
So, when my mom reached out to her, she actually got through to her because my mother has been through things in her previous, I'm talking over 40
Mm-hmm.
years ago, but she has been through things. So my mother looked at her like a daughter, right?
Mm-hmm.
And my mom reached out. She talked to her. She actually got through to her. She did. And I was like, oh, thank God. So she moved back home with her family. And I was so happy for her. I was able to sleep at night. I was all over the place. I couldn't
Absolutely.
I
Yes.
could not.
Yep.
So what ended up happening is, like, we're still doing our regular check-ins, and then she kind of like said that was it he was moving there?
Yep.
And I'm
That's
like,
exactly what it was.
what? I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
are you kidding me? Like, are you and now I will say, I think, and what she told me hurt her feelings is when I said, "Oh well, that's your funeral," right? I think it was
But
harsh. I do think it was harsh. When I sit back and think about it, I'm like, dang, that was pretty harsh. But in that moment, I was so hurt.
yeah.
I was confused.
Mm-hmm.
I was. It was so many emotions there, and
And
uh,
frustrated.
yeah,
Frustration
very,
plays a part in
very,
that.
very frustrated.
And
Like I
because
was,
you loved her so
yeah.
much, it's like it was like I have to say something to get through to this
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
girl, you know?
Yeah. And the thing that really kind of catapulted things for me is when I said that, I hung up. I hung up.
Yeah.
I just hung up, and then I think we text a little bit, and she expressed to me how she felt, and then I was really angry in my messages to her. I was angry,
Mm-hmm.
and we kind of like fell off. We disconnected at that point because I thought we were good. I thought you were going home. I thought you were trying to get away from this. And then when she said that he was thinking about moving there, I think it was you that asked her, "So are you guys thinking about like giving a relationship a chance?" And she said, "Yes,
Mm-hmm.
that's what did it.
Yep.
That's
Yes.
what did it." And I'm like,
That's
"Oh hell
exactly
no."
what happened. Yeah.
Like no. So we 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 disconnected for that little bit. And then one day, this is where the accountability and friendships come in. One day, I got a message from her other best friend. And when I tell you I was every name but my name, I was all kind of fake friends, all kind of B words, all kind of fake phony, this, that. And it was what I first of all, I don't even know you at all. We've never
Mm-hmm.
breathed in the same room together. Okay. So when I saw it, I said, "Girl, ain't nobody reading that. Go to hell." And I didn't read it until I read it to you, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
I didn't read it. I saw all the name calling, and I just blocked her, and I kept it moving. I called you and I talked to you. Now I've noticed over time, even to this point, her and this friend, they locked in. which I don't have a problem. You have your friends, you have your friends. I don't have a problem with that. But it was like me and her, we tried to fix or mend things,
Yeah.
but it started to feel forced. It didn't feel authentic. And then I realized that we're talking about old memories. It's like it seemed like our friendship stopped at that point
Mhm.
to
It
where
was getting stale, it was getting
mhm,
rehashed, it was getting
mhm,
uncomfortable. You have to
mhm,
force relationships at work, not in your
mhm.
personal life.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
understand what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
no, it's an absolute no.
So when it started feeling weird, it was like, okay, so this friend, she not only did she do that, she messaged me and she, went off or whatever. I was not responding. I don't have energy for that, right?
Nah,
So,
yeah.
because I don't even know her, like I said, I don't even know you,
Right.
never met
No,
you, never nothing.
irrelevant.
So,
Irrelevant.
right. So, who are you? So, after that, because of me and my best friend, my little sister,
Mm-hmm.
we have this 20 plus years, we're locked in. We have a million mutual friends, okay? So I started getting screenshots, multiple screenshots, because I don't know if it works like that now, but at the time, if you were friends with her and she commented on something, you will see it on your Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
So I started getting screenshots of her commenting on her friend's post. It's not that she posted anything, but her friend would post things and she
She
would
might as
comment.
well have,
And that
because
was
she
the
was
thing.
agreeing and being,
That
a
was
part
that
of
was the
it.
thing.
Yeah.
That was the thing that hurt. So I'm like, yo, like what? And then keep in mind, I don't know this girl. So anything that she felt that she could possibly say had to come from my friend,
Mm-hmm.
my little sister. You know
Anything
what
she
I'm
knew
saying?
about you came from her.
But the thing of it is, she wasn't even saying real stuff. You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying?
Yeah.
It
No.
was not about like, what are you talking about? So, but it was the fact that she felt that she had any information about me,
Yes. Yes.
so that hurt me. And then I did something that I never do. And I have been into it with family, I have been into it with friends. I hung up on you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you did.
But one of the things that I will never ever do is run to Facebook with our drama.
Mm-hmm.
And I did that to her. And
Yeah.
I felt after the dust settled, like, dang, like I should have never did that. But I realized, like, that the hurt that came from that, it took me out of character.
Mm-hmm.
It took me out of character so much that I did something that I never do.
Oh, we've all been there, baby. We all have been there.
And I'm
Like,
like,
who was
yo,
I when I
like,
did that?
right. And
Yeah.
that doesn't sit right with me, because I have to think that your mother saw what I said, your sister saw what I said. Like, this is now it's crazy. It's crazier because it's already nuts, right?
Mm-hmm.
But the thing that I realized in those moments is when I held her accountable for something, because she continued to entertain a situation that was toxic. Not just at this point, you shouldn't be thinking about you. You should be thinking about your child.
Mm-hmm.
I held her accountable in that moment, and our friendship went completely left.
Completely.
But the one who agreed with the crap, they still locked in to this day.
Oh yeah.
So it's like, how do we separate what to talk to your friends about? My thing is, there should be no separation.
No.
Some things I can't say can be handled a little more because I was rough. It could be handled more gentle. It's a delicate, you know what I'm saying? Some things
Mm-hmm.
are delicate. And I knew for her that moment was delicate. But you saw what I saw, okay?
Yes.
So
Yes.
I'm like, was there a way? Now hold me accountable here. Was there a way? How would you have had? Because I was the one that went off the handle. How
Hmm.
do you think I could have got through her different without being so rough?
So I will answer that question in 1 second. But as far as the person that she's super close to right now, I think that all of us would love a yes man. Who wouldn't want somebody by their side that's like, yeah, girl, go ahead, slit your wrist? What the fuck? No. Okay. But everything I do, if I had somebody by my side that was like, go girl, quit your job. Like, no. But
Mm-mm.
you know what I'm saying? If I'm making a horrible decision, I would love somebody by me and being like, yes, yes, yes. But that's not what I need. It may be
Mm-hmm.
what I want, but it's not what
Mm-hmm.
I need in my life. I need accountability. I need somebody here to say, what the hell are you thinking? But homegirl is like, because even in a relationship that she is in, abuse equals love. That's her
Mm-hmm.
brain, that's how she thinks, that's what it is. um Harm equals love. Her friend is harmful. I don't
Mm-hmm.
care what other way you can think about it, she is. If anybody can sit in your face and say yes to everything, they are
Yeah.
doing you harm.
Yes.
So, yes, it's harmful. And I think that she equates all of this negativity with love and concern
Mm-hmm.
and caring. And it's really, really sad. It's very sad. But just, I had to get that out the way. But as far as what you said, well, it's your funeral. I was on the other end, like with my mouth wet,
I know.
to be honest. I was
I
like,
know. I
but
know.
it was very, very harsh. But for me, I think I would have just talked to her like we normally talk to her.
Mm-hmm.
That's all you can do. Like, as you know, family has died from certain things, and we'll talk about that on a different podcast for real, because I
Mm-hmm.
want to talk about that. I
Mm-hmm.
could have been extremely harsh with them,
Mm-hmm.
because of what they were doing and what they were going through and all of that. But I chose to approach it in a different, more
Yeah.
caring manner,
Yeah.
which
Yeah.
kept them in my life, which I'm grateful
Yeah.
for. But yeah, sometimes we can't control our emotions. And you have
Yeah.
acknowledged that you did too much, and it is what it
I
is. And
did.
as a friend, I would have been like, I understand. Thank you for apologizing. That would have been it for
Mm-hmm.
us.
And see,
So,
because like you just said, with certain situations in your life, how you handled them differently when you could have went completely off,
yes.
and they stayed in your life. And I
Mhm.
think about that sometimes. I think about how, like, wow, like if I would have handled that different, like
Mhm.
we could be okay. But
Yeah.
my thing with that also is the fact that it did not go, because in relationships, like intimate relationships, friendships, family relationships, everything is not going to be pretty, right?
No, no.
So when you have those moments, you should always, if it's genuine, if it's authentic, if it's meant, you can bounce back from anything.
Oh my God. Absolutely you can.
So I just
Absolutely.
felt like, well, my hurt, it was added to my hurt because y'all know this relationship, y'all know how this relationship has been a part of my life forever, and how I love this person. You reached out to her again.
Mhm.
My mother reached out to her again. I'm talking about the fallout. My sister, even though I wasn't talking to her at the time, she reached out to her
And
as
the wall
well.
was so high, she on the phone yelling at me. And
Yeah.
I'm like, what? It was just so, I
Yeah.
am right, and that's the end. And I
Yeah.
was like, okay, all right. I
But
don't know
the
what to.
craziest thing for me was, out of all the people that reached out, it was people in my life that knew how
Yes.
much that friendship meant to me.
Yes. Yes.
Nobody on that end reached out to me. Not a
Mm-mm.
sister, not a mother, not her friend who I don't even know. She jumped in to be toxic, but she didn't say, "Hey, what's going on?"
No.
It was none of that. So, like I said, we try to continue with this relationship. Like we would, if I would hear a song or something that me and her used to vibe to, I would send it to her and stuff like that. But then it's like, I don't know if it, I really think it had a lot to do with me losing my dad, right?
Mm-hmm.
Even
Mm-hmm.
though, even
Final
though
straw
Kiana,
type of stuff. Yeah.
yeah, even though Kiana is not a part of this call, I know she's going to hear this. And even during that time, I was like so emotional. She didn't even do nothing to me. She didn't even do nothing to me, and I cut her off as well. But
Mm-hmm.
even that, now she's been a part of my life for a good almost 10 years, about 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
Even with that, even though I just was like, it seemed like I was angry. I was upset at the world. Like anger was a part of my grief, right?
Yes. Yeah,
And
absolutely.
when I cut her off, I randomly got flowers sent to my new home. This is when we first moved. I got flowers. She told me, "Congratulations on your home. Congratulations on your marriage. I'm sorry for the
Oh,
loss of your dad." Like,
that is
and
so
I'm
dope.
like, when I tell you, I immediately felt like crap though, because you know how they say kill them with kindness.
Oh yeah.
It was like she did that. And when I tell you, I sat there, I cried first of all because you know I'm a crybaby. I sat there and I cried, and then I immediately after that I felt like crap because she did
Mhm.
nothing to me.
But she
You know,
understood what you were
when
going through.
I called her, I could not apologize enough. You know, I told
Hmm.
her what I was going through, what I was feeling, but I reassured her you did absolutely nothing to me, and it was wrong for me to treat you the way that I treated you.
Hmm.
And she
Hmm.
was so understanding. She was so understanding. She
That's
expressed to
beautiful.
me her confusion, like she didn't understand like what was going on. Like, but the fact she didn't give up on me. You know
Yeah.
what I
Yeah.
mean? And I
Yep.
feel like if this is the friendship I have, and we weren't even at the 10-year mark yet, right? So
Hmm.
we was at least in like at least 7 or 8 years in. But this relationship that I've had for over 20 plus, we could not get to this
Mm-mm.
space.
Mm.
It's like we could
It
not
was
get to
just
this
like a oh
space.
well, like a shrug. Like our 20 plus years, it was like a oh well. That is ridiculous.
And
It
it
makes you
made me
question everything.
exactly. It made me question things. It made me question because, like I said, this friend is saying things about me and my relationships. You don't need this. My sister, my little sister, she, by her moving back home, she didn't even know the person that I'm with at the time either. I believe they've been in the same space maybe once, you know.
Wow.
So for all of this stuff to even be said about him, to be said about me, I'm like you really just put your hand in the basket and pulled out whatever you wanted to say.
And lied about it. On top of that.
Right. And that was the crazy part because of course when people see this and they see she's commenting, and now you know how the way social media work, of course everybody's running to my page like who she gotta be talking about? She gotta be talking about. And I'm not saying anything. But when I did say something, more screenshots started flooding in. People that we went to school with. It was so many of them sending me messages like, wow, like what's going on with you and her and blah blah blah. And it just got messy.
It
And
got
like I
disgusting.
said, we tried to get past it, but it's like when I lost my dad, I really looked at relationships so different because that was a significant person
Oh
in my
boy.
life.
Yeah.
And to lose that person made me look at relationships different. Like I didn't want to
And I
waste my
thought,
time.
oh my God, yes. No, finish your thought because I was just gonna say that I thought that if anything, y'all had fallen out, all this had occurred, when something serious like that happens,
Mhm.
you kind of
Mhm.
bury the hatchet and say, okay, that's my friend for over 20
Mhm.
some years. I'm finna call her. I'm going over there. I'm doing
Mhm.
something. Nothing.
I honestly thought that she would think about what I was so scared. I thought she would think about why my reaction was the way that it was. But because it's her relationship, it's something that she wants, it's something she can't see past. She couldn't even see why.
Mm-hmm.
You know
Yes.
what I'm saying? She couldn't see
Yes.
the why. And I held her accountable for her part in that, because I told her, why would you tell him that you were doing something outside of him when you
Mm-hmm.
knew he was acting a certain way already? It's almost like you want him to react,
Yes. Yeah, I
because,
told
like you
you,
said,
harm
that's her
equals
idea of
love.
love, right?
Yes.
It's like she wanted him to react. So when I held her feet to the fire, it's like, girl, whatever, screw you. And then when her friends started saying things on Facebook, oh, now you got a nigga that treats you right, you act like you above everybody. No, I don't care about none of that stuff.
Mm-mm.
The stuff that she was venting to us about before, if she want to put up with that, she can put up with that. But if anybody listening would have saw what we saw, they would be
Yeah.
concerned too.
Very concerned.
Anybody would be concerned seeing what we saw. So it seemed like I got punished. I had to lose this relationship because I held her accountable.
Yep. But you know what? God has a plan for everything and everybody. So I believe that the relationship could have been genuine in the beginning, maybe 10, 15, maybe even 20 years. But it genuinely was not genuine towards the end. And God was like, okay, let me do this
Mm,
big thing to let you see who's really, really in your corner, because some shit is about to happen in your life that's huge, i.e., your dad dying. So you needed
hmm.
people around you in that time, and God knew this ain't the one. This ain't the one. So I'm just
Yeah.
saying things
Because
happen for
even when
whatever.
that happened, even when I lost my dad, it was when she reached out. She reached out once. She reached
Mm-hmm.
out once, but it was so awkward. Even when I
Mm-hmm.
got engaged, when I got engaged before my dad passed. And when she reached out, it seemed forced. It was uncomfortable. It was just,
That's
and I
weird.
felt like I was holding on to something that wasn't meant for us anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And it's crazy because losing that relationship, I feel like I'm gonna get emotional.
Oh, honey. It's all right. That was a big chunk of your life. It was huge.
Like
She's
literally
your
losing that.
longest friend besides me.
Yeah. Like I met her about a year we almost close neck and neck there.
Yeah, yeah.
And this what's so crazy is, like I said, losing having, I wouldn't say it was a loss. Having to let go of that relationship, it hurt more than intimate relationships.
Yeah,
That one actually hurt.
yeah,
And sometimes,
yeah.
even to this day, I will sit and think, I'm gonna reach out. But then everything
No,
in me be like, girl, no.
no.
It's
And
like,
you have
don't.
to,
You've made it this
no.
far.
No, and you have to grieve the loss of that friendship. And it's okay. You have to grieve it just like you're grieving your father. You have to grieve. You know what I mean? Like people come and go. People are in your life for a reason or for a season, like Medea said. And I love that quote to death because
Yeah.
it's the truth. And
Yeah.
she has done what she was supposed to do in your life, and that's it. It's done. Man, that
Yeah.
was a hard lesson to learn a bunch of times in my life, but you know, it is what it is.
Yeah. And it's just one of the things, like I say, that I love about our relationship. It's like I say, some things are more sensitive, some things are more delicate, and you approach them differently. But
Mm-hmm.
when we talk, it never goes that left.
No, no.
And it's another relationship that's very important to my life. I held that person accountable, and look at where we are now. And that's my blood.
Mm-mm.
You know what I'm
Mm-mm.
saying? It
Child,
seemed
yes.
like when I wasn't in a position where I was comfortable speaking how I felt when things hurt me and things like that, when I wasn't in that position, everything was fine.
Oh,
But
sure.
when I started being a little more vocal about the way that I feel, oh, it seemed like now that and like I said, me holding people accountable is not. like the end all be all. I want to be held accountable as well.
Oh,
I
absolutely.
want to be held accountable too. Hold my feet to the fire too. I'm not a
Mm-hmm.
perfect person. I started this saying that I'm not a perfect person. You've held me accountable. My mama hold me accountable. My dad held me accountable. My husband holds me accountable. Even my son. I told him just because I'm a mama don't mean I'm always right.
Oh my God, we still
Sometimes you
learning.
can't have the conversation. Sometimes you can't have the conversation in the moment, but when that conversation is had, hold me
Hmm.
accountable. If I've said something
Absolutely.
wrong, if I've done something wrong, if I made you feel some type of way, I want to know because I don't want to do that to you anymore. At
Hmm.
least not intentionally. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to
Yep.
do that. So, like I
Yeah.
said, the situation with Kiana, when she sent the olive branch, she extended the olive branch, and I was the one acting the ass. You know what
Hmm.
I'm saying? But when
Yeah.
we had the conversation, she listened to me. She didn't just listen, she literally heard me. And then she talked to me and told me how she felt. Because I don't want to just sit here and tell you, well, I did this because I felt like this, and that. No, tell me how that affected you. Tell me how
Yes.
my
Yes.
actions hurt you or how my actions made you feel because I need to know that. Because
And that's how
now that I
conversations
know
should
that,
go. We are completely grown, almost at the halfway mark, baby. We got to
mm-hmm,
communicate correctly.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm. So
Ooh,
it's just I honestly feel like in friendships, it's important to be able to hold your friends accountable, be open to
yes.
being held accountable. You
Yes.
have to be open. Be
Yes.
open
Yes.
because if it is a friendship, if it is just somebody that you love, you know that this person is not coming to you or expressing anything to you with malice. You
That's the
know?
key right there. That's the
Mm-hmm.
key. When you know it's coming from a place of love, you accept it differently. It's people in my life that'll
Mm-hmm.
say something to me and I'll take it totally different than if you said it to me. You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
that's what it is. If you know that person is coming from a place of love, accept it. Be open to
Yeah.
correction. Come on, people. We can do this.
Yeah. And on that note, we are going to end this recording. And I just want to say that I love you, sis. Thank you for all the times that you've held me accountable. Thank you for all the times that we bumped heads and we were able to get through it because that
Absolutely.
says a lot to me in friendships, relationships, family ships, everything.
I love you too, sis. And blood couldn't make us no closer. You are
I
my blood, even
swear,
though you
I'm
yellow
knowing
and I'm not. But
it.
anyway,
Yep. So y'all, if y'all have any thoughts, and anybody listen, if y'all have thoughts on how and to hold friends accountable, how you handle being held accountable, just drop a comment. We would love some engagement. We would love to hear you guys' thoughts. So with that being said, we will see you guys in the next video. Bye.
bye.
New message. Step on it, yeah. Into the groove.